Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Parker Group Live. Today I wanted to chat about new construction. So there are a lot of buyers out there that due to low inventory cannot find the home of their dreams, and so they're choosing to build their new home instead of buy an existing one. And if you've never built a home before and you're starting from scratch and you don't know anything about the new construction process, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So I just wanted to give you three tidbits to think through before you start the process of building a new home. So the first piece of advice I'll give you is you're going to want to think about where you want to build your home. Do you want to be in a community that has a really well-established HOA, lots of amenities, or do you want to be out in the country, maybe in a town? And the reason why I tell you that that's an important thing to think about is there are some builders that only build in communities. So these builders will go into a community, usually a larger one, and they'll buy a certain number of lots and they will only build on those lots. There are other builders, usually custom home builders, that you will go out and buy a lot wherever you want, or sometimes they'll help you buy the lot and they'll build out in the country or in a town or in other communities that don't have what's called a builder tie-in. So you do want to think about where your dream home will be before you think about who the builder to build that home will be. So that's step number one. Number two is think about what type of home you want to build. So you've probably heard people talk about a stick-built home versus a modular home versus a manufactured home. And I think there's a lot of confusion, especially between what is a modular home and what is a manufactured home. So a stick-built home means that someone will come and actually frame your house up from the ground on site. So a lot of custom home builders build stick-built homes. And what that means is someone will come, put your foundation in, framers will come down, and they will frame the entire house right there on site. Some pros to that is that it does give you some more flexibility in your floor plan. When you're bringing something in and you have to transport it on the road, they have to be efficient in the way that they build it. So they may have certain shapes of floor plans or be a little bit more limited in what they can do. Other benefits, it's kind of a misconception that stick-built is always going to be more expensive. Sometimes a modular home can cost just as much as a stick-built home, and it just really does give you a lot of flexibility. The other benefit to stick-built is that your home never had to travel, never had to be put on a tractor trailer and driven down the road. And, usually nothing goes wrong with that, but it's a potential, so another benefit there. Modular homes are ones that are actually built, framed up, in a factory. So the benefit there obviously is that it's being built out of the elements. It's being built in a covered facility where it will not be rained on or anything like that because it's inside. So that is definitely a big benefit there. Sometimes those can be less expensive, so that's definitely something to think about. But when your home is built modular, it is not the same thing as a manufactured home. It ends up being on a foundation and is treated for financing purposes and everything else pretty much exactly like a stick-built home. So that is a benefit there as well. And then a manufactured home is more what people think of like with a double wide, where it is fully constructed somewhere else and just brought to the site and set down. So sometimes you can get a really good deal on homes like that. And sometimes on the downside with them, you can have issues on resale. So it can make it more difficult to sell your home just because of the fact that there are some financing programs that don't cover manufactured homes. So great deal up front and just something to think about. Each one is great for different circumstances. And if you're having trouble deciding whether a stick-built, a modular, or a manufactured home is the right one for you, feel free to reach out to anyone on our team and we can kind of walk you through that process. Finally, I think it's really important if you're getting ready to build a new home to think about what is most important to you. So if energy efficiency is the number one most important thing to you, then you're going to want to look at the specs to which that builder builds. So if you're looking for an energy efficient home, 2x6 wall construction is going to be really important because you're going to be able to fit a lot more insulation in your walls. And that'll mean lower electric bills, lower gas bills. You're also going to want to think about what type of SEER rating does your HVAC unit have. And that's almost like with a motor, miles to the gallon. It's how efficient that unit runs. You're going to want to know whether the builder builds conditioned crawl spaces or basements, because a conditioned crawl space is going to allow your ductwork to not work quite so hard. So just a couple little things to think about with energy efficiency, and each builder will build to different specs. So it can be a little bit overwhelming making sure that you're comparing apples to apples when you're getting prices from different builders. If you're really into design and you want to have a lot of options for your kitchen and you want different types of granite or lots of different cabinetry options, then you're going to want to think about whether that builder has that wide variety of selection. A custom home builder, they might have you picking selections for 8 hours because they have so many different options. Whereas some of the production builders, which may be stick built, but the ones that just build hundreds of homes a year, they may only have 10 options total. And if you're overwhelmed by the choices, that might be a great thing. You can just go in, say, I want package number 1, and you're done with it. If you're someone like me who wants to pick out every knob and have a million options for every single piece of it, then you might want to go more the custom route or something that's going to give you a little bit more options. So those are just some things to consider. It's just a small list. Building can be quite a project, and there's a lot that comes with it. But if you do want to build a home and you just don't know where to start, please know that a real estate agent can help you. It's at no additional cost to you to have a real estate agent represent you and guide you towards the right builder, the right community, just the right situation for you. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any other questions, reach out to anyone on our team, and have a great week. Thanks so much, guys.